All right, so the market is about to open. All right, so we're opening right above yesterday's lows. So the pre-market has dipped below yesterday's lows, it reclaimed it, and we reclaimed point of control. All right. Looks like we're gonna bounce off the open. We're gonna go higher and probably retest 6,800 area. And that's exactly what's happening right now. It's not really that strong of a move. I don't see a lot of aggressive buying. Let's take a look. Okay, so that's 2 minutes in. SPY is holding VWAP so far. Nasdaq is holding VWAP so far. So Nasdaq has tried to break above yesterday's lows. Couldn't close above. I mean, we are down so much in the after hours and in the Asia's and London session that it's hard to go short in this area. I'd rather wait for a pop and then find another level where we get rejections to go lower. Same thing goes for being long. I mean, it's not a bad entry off of the demand here. The pre-market lows and point of control. That could be an interesting area to go long, but I don't see any strong moves. I don't see any strong buying. Um, well, that was a strong rejection. All right, so 5 minutes in, I got my 5-minute orb. I don't want to be short here. I think this could be a trap. Looking at the London's session, and every sell got bought up. Yep. So we're testing that demand, that point of control. I think we might try to go higher of this level. I do have the little trend line on the 5-minute, which looks interesting. Sort of follows the after hours downtrend. All right, so we did bounce. We're trying to break that trend line, make a new high. Some aggressive buying came in around the 67.83, pushed off of that. So SPY is trying to hold VWAP. Nasdaq is trying to close above yesterday's lows. Okay, so we're getting that pop, making new highs. Retesting the orb. Okay, I need a little bit extra confirmation, so we're holding the orb. I don't see order flow confirmation yet. Nasdaq is hitting a supply level. Another retest. Okay, and we're back in the orb. Let's see if SPY can hold the VWAP here. All right, this is where the aggressive buying happened, 67.83. All right, so we retraced probably close to 50% of that move up. VWAP is not holding yet. So ES is bouncing, is holding the upper value area. Just get back in the value area for a second. Let's see if we're gonna retest the lows again, and then the POC and yesterday's lows all stacked at the same level. The price action is showing weakness. We try to make a higher high, and then immediately failed, and now we'll retrace basically 100%. Here's that POC. This might be an orb to the downside at this point. Alright, still holding that demand. Alright, I need to see that 1 minute candle to close below the orb, and then we'll look for a possible retest and then entry to the short side. I do see a lot of weakness. But also I can see traps set up over here. We're now testing pre-market lows, almost there. 67.60 is the pre-market low right here, and I think this is where we're going to bounce. Let's see if all these sellers get absorbed, and we'll get back into the value area. This may be where I will go long if these sellers get absorbed. If not, let's wait here. That's a VWAP lower deviation band. So we rejected the deviation band. Okay, broke through the lows, pre-market lows, testing London's lows. So I'm not gonna chase. Let's just see this reaction if we get back to the, if we can come back and retest yesterday's lows and also the point of control area. Yeah, I'm having trust issues going short in this level. All right, so we're back in the VWAP deviation band, trying to get inside the value area. We're just rejected point of control. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go long over here. Okay, move my stop loss a little lower, and then the target will be the top of the orb. This is gonna be my first trade of the day. Stop loss has to be proper. Okay, let's just draw my risk to reward. So we have to be at almost at the high of the day to have 3-1 target. Okay, got stopped out. That didn't work out. Rejections are coming in again. I still think we can try to go. Still looks like a long play might be valid here. I could be reading it wrong. I just don't trust the shorts, and that's why. It's just majority of the downside move has happened in the after hours. Let's see if we can get a double bottom here. Or maybe I just missed my entry over here to play the shorts. I mean, markets look weak for sure. SPY is actually trading better. It's making new lows and Nasdaq is lagging behind. It's still above pre-market lows. We've got negative delta. Sellers are continue to be in control. I don't know why I'm still interested in that reversal play. I just think the selling isn't even that aggressive. Okay, so we're rejecting deviation bands. And then SPY is rejecting, what was that level? That's pre-market. Yeah, that was yesterday's pre-market lows. I just don't like the divergence between SPY and NASDAQ. It seems a little trappy here. Maybe it just needs more time, but if we can get above this deviation band, 6760, I am tempted to go long. Feels like a short squeeze. Ideally, we would want the point of control to shift towards the low of the day. No, we just keep rejecting. Selling is getting bought up. $67.52 is also that level that can act as a strong support. We're spending a lot of time in this area. Okay, we've got 4 more minutes till 10 o'clock. I mean, we continue to reject. Mm-hmm. Oh man. Come on. Which way do you want to go? Alright, so we couldn't get above. We kept rejecting the deviation band. We are now retesting the low of the day. Let's see if we get a double bottom. Double bottom and a push higher. No, we're continuing to reject, continuing to move lower. Hmm. So looking back, I did miss my short entry where I thought we were going to bounce and we rejected yesterday's lows. In the 67.70 area, that was a good entry for a retest to the downside. I just didn't trust it because NASDAQ is lagging and I don't like that discrepancy here. So we have now just swept London's lows. See if we can reclaim that level and maybe that will fuel our push to the upside. Or maybe we just continue grinding lower. Yeah, look at that. It's hard to go continue to, look at the short play here. We needed to sweep those London's lows. I need that, yeah. So this candle itself is just engulfing all of that action. It's 20 more seconds for that candle, and it is at 10 o'clock, past 10 o'clock. So this is where we might see the reversal, the 10 a.m. reversal, and we'll continue to push higher, hopefully. Still not enough for me to enter another trade. I'm seeing the absorption. I can see all the sellers getting bought up. But even just this push higher, that one candle, it's not that meaningful. We haven't closed above the deviation band, and another try to go lower. I would love to see some aggressive buying step in. Excuse me. Okay, so now we're breaking down. Wow. Hmm. This is not easy. Patience. Patience is the name of the game. I'm just looking at the price action. We do have a lot of selling pressure. We do have that force pushing the prices lower. It's just how we're moving is tricky. Because you don't see clean continuation, you just see some struggle. And I don't know if there's enough sellers to push this lower. I think the move happened overnight, and this could be a trap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in here soon for my reversal play. So I can have a pretty tight stop loss. Alright, so that 1 minute candle has 20 more seconds to close. Let's see how we react to those previous levels. Continues to reject the deviation band. Grinding lower. Alright, let's watch this candle. Ideally, I would like this candle to move down and then get bought back up. Alright, so keep going lower. Alright, and then hold. Alright, no order flow confirmation for me yet. Yeah, every pop gets pushed lower, but also every push lower gets bought up. Alright, so this little bubble here shows us some aggressive buying, trying to step in. I like the speed of that candle. Yeah, every pop gets sold into and continue to push lower. Nasdaq is really just going sideways. It's not making new lows and hasn't broken pre-market low. We're still below the point of control, which is really interesting, and the value area is getting wider. I wish we have shifted to the bottom of this range. All right, I'm getting in. I will move my. Well, let's look at the risk to reward. Where's my three R? But I'm in. I like that squeeze. I like that we broke above the deviation band, and the next level will be the bottom. We're trying to get into the value area. So my 3 to 1 is really just above the opening print. Or if I move my stop over here, we're gonna try to retest. Okay, I might have to get out of here. Yeah, that's a little too wide of a stop loss for me. I'm trying to adjust it just for the proper level. Typically it's a little too wide for me. Yeah. Or might still not be ready for this move. We're still rejecting the deviation bands. Alright, so the point of control has shifted. We are now above the point of control. That gives me more confirmation. That we're gonna try to bounce off of it and push higher. Still not out of the woods. A lot of volume just came in. Yeah, you can see the whippiness of the candle. It's a battle. Okay, I don't like that price action now. I think we're failing. Yeah, we're failing the point of control and the value area. Retesting the lower value area. Yep. This is where I might get tagged. Pushing the stop because yeah, now I got tagged and let's see if that's gonna fuel another leg higher or not. Maybe I was just wrong in my thesis here. Nope. Seems like we do want to go lower. Alright, we're gonna try the shorts. I mean, all those rejections that we saw from the deviation band. Okay, so let's see. So the entry will be for the breakdown. Stop loss over here. So on price target, it's gotta be down here. I mean, looking back, could have been just a simple orb to the downside with rejections and a continuation. I just didn't trust it, so I was looking for a reversal. It took a while for NASDAQ to catch up with SPY. I mean, there's a level at 67.16 where we might see a bounce, and that's also my target. And then another level would be 6700 even, 6690 even. All right, so far looking good. Hopefully we can just continue to bleed, but NASDAQ has not broken the hasn't broken the London's lows yet. SPY is leading the market. I'd love to see one more push lower. If not, yeah, I'd like to see one more push lower with the volume, so I don't have to adjust my target. My stop loss is a little wide for my liking, and that's putting my 3-2R really down below. Alright, so we touched 670 on SPY, which is a psychological level. Yeah, and then Nasdaq has a strong support at 590, 250. See if we can get another push lower. I think we're gonna get that. I think we're gonna get another leg lower. Let's just see that quick push. All right, let's see how we react to this 67.15 area. I'm gonna try to trail my stop loss, and if we hit the 3R, I'm gonna move my stop to 3R and then see if I can get a little more from the move. $67.20 is where we're finding some support. See, these narrow candles, they can be really tricky. I see a lot of volume coming in right now. All right, it's fine. Come on, give me that flash lower. Yeah, there you go. That pop has took me out. I'm still red on the day. It's really hasn't been an easy play to the downside. There was one good entry over here that I should have taken and then just wait. Um, right now we're so much lower considering the after hours and then the first hour of the session. It's really difficult to try to expect the market to go even lower than that. Let's see what happens when we get that pop to lower deviation band, and that's also the lower value area. Let's see what happens here. I don't think we're gonna get another leg lower. I think this candle right here is absorbing everything. I don't think there's any more sellers. I think we're I think we're gonna push higher now. Okay, let's wait for this candle to pull back and create a higher low. Yeah, we can see how strongly it's trying to hold. It could be a pop and then a push lower, but I doubt it. It just doesn't have that look. Okay, so we're attempting to make a higher low after building the base. Selling at 67.30 is not getting rewarded. We're actually trying to push higher of that level. Delta is climbing back up. I'm gonna try longs over here. I will move my stop loss to 67.28, 28.50. I do like that we're trying to build that base and a higher low. And then my target at this point is not gonna be, I'm gonna have to target the, what's the value area? Value area is 47.25. We're gonna have to try higher than that. I think if we get enough juice, we'll flush through the value area. Yeah, I'll keep my stop loss. I'll keep my target at around yesterday's lows. That's 67.66. Okay, point of control is still rejecting. Okay, can we get another higher low here? What I am seeing though is we have this bear, also, even though we're making higher lows, we're making a little bit of a bear flag. So I might move my stop loss, keep it super tight. Let's see if that's a real reversal or we just got this bear flag and we trap buyers. Closing in on my stop loss. We need to break that deviation band. Yeah, I don't love that at all. We're still fighting. It's just one of those days where, you have doubts either way, upside or downside. I think the move to the downside is finished. That's what it looks like based on the price action and seeing all the selling orders, aggressive orders getting bought up. Yeah, right here. I'm gonna keep it tight. Yeah, I don't like that. I just don't trust anything right now, man. Tag me, try to push higher. Maybe I was just a little too tight with that stop loss. Let's see. I think there's still an entry. Yeah, I think we can still get in here. It was just a little premature tag. All right, definitely close up. Yeah, please close above the deviation band, and then I'll trust it more. Okay, we're trying to go through the point of control. It just got rejected. Still struggling. I mean, Nasdaq is looking better, to be honest. SPY is approaching VWAP. I mean, if I zoom out, if I really do zoom out, we're still making a lower high on a 5 minute. This could easily still be the bear flag. So we need to clear the point of control. We really need to push above 60, 67.45. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just incorrect in trying to play the reversal, and we just got back to the deviation band and probably gonna see another leg lower on a 5 minute. Yeah. This is gonna be my final trade. I will go I will go short. There's no reason to try to play the reversal anymore. I think that was the bear flag that I thought we were making. The 5 minutes is still bearish. It's still in a downtrend. It's just the 1 minute was creating an illusion that we're climbing higher. We did build this base here and then make higher lows. But my final trade will have to be this short play. Holding a viral volume area low right now. Let's just zoom out a little more on SPY. Let's zoom out on NASDAQ. Okay, I am about to close my position earlier. I I'll still like this rejection, but this could also be sideways action for a while. Mm-hmm. As long as we keep rejecting the deviation band, we're staying bearish. But it just doesn't look like there's enough selling pressure. That's just a little concerning. I do need to see more aggressive selling in the order flow. All right, finally some movement in my direction. All right, that stop loss, I'm gonna have to get that tighter. Try to get it over here. Yeah, that selling is getting put up again. Come on. So either let's test the lows or make a new low on a 5 minute. I don't want to see a higher low on a 5 minute. This is what Nasdaq is trying to do, make a higher low. Yeah. Very tricky price action here. What's keeping me in this trade is the fact that we are under the point of control and we're rejecting the lower value area. The price action sucks. But if I zoom out, the 5 minute is not bad. It has a lot of wicks. 15 minute looks clean. But the 1 minute is really crappy. Okay, I'll be right back. 5 minute is making, yeah, higher low. Okay, so now, yeah, that's I think the short play is gone. I really do. 5 minute is making a higher low, holding the lower value area. So we either continue to chop in this zone or the short play is gone. Okay, we see that rejection of the deviation band. That's okay. If we close in this lower value area in the next 2 minutes, I think the short play will be over. Hmm. Yeah, I think the shorts are cooked.
Order filled. Order
This
submitted.
is where I'm reversing for sure. I am reversing because we're squeezing all the shorts. There's no. Yeah, we're making a higher low in the 5 minute, holding the lower body area. You have now aggressive buying is stepping in. Very tricky day. Should have went easier on my position sizes during the day like that in a tricky session. It took too many trades getting chopped up. Alright, some aggressive sellers showed up, and I don't think they're gonna do anything to push this lower. 42.25. Okay, so for the first time in a while, we are now above the point of control. Where's that trend line? The trend line is sitting at 6. It will be sitting at around 60, 67, 70. I like the aggressive buying, stepping in here. Don't like to see the rejections. Well, what a tough day. Okay, I'm gonna let this play out. I'll be right back. Okay, that's nice. Okay, let's get that push higher. This is where we were getting rejections before. I do want to try to hold. Well, I might have to take some profits if we pull back. If this candle does not close above 67.60, I might just have to take the profits because we will pull back. All right, 60. All right, right here, another push. All right, and I'm getting
Order
out.
filled.
Jesus, what a day. My goodness. What a difficult day to trade. I mean, looking back, I guess my worry about going short was correct. We were not getting real follow through. So it was really tricky to get the best entry and best exit, really was. And after we got all the sellers out, we saw the push higher. We saw the squeeze. But man, draining. All right, gonna close the session here. That's it for me. Luckily, I'm positive. I'm green on the day, but yep. All right, that's it for me. Thank you.